Well, imagine developing a condition where you start to lose the color in your skin. It's called vitiligo, and it affects millions of people in this country.
CBS 2's Dr. Max Gomez is here now to tell us about a new way to treat the condition. Dr. Max, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Chris. Christine, it may not sound like such a big deal, losing the pigment in your skin. But as you'll see, it can be terribly disfiguring and terribly upsetting. So much so that it led a world-renowned victim of vitiligo to completely change his appearance. His name is Michael Jackson. If you remember the King of Pop from his Thriller days, you might notice that his skin tone was what you would expect for an African American. It's not makeup, it's the way he was born. Here he is in his Jackson 5 days. Today, Michael Jackson is as pale and milky white as a ghost. What happened is he developed a skin condition called vitiligo.
We think that vitiligo is an autoimmune process where the body actually destroys the pigment cells. So people eventually end up losing pigment in extensive cases all over their body.
And if you're dark-skinned, it can be terribly disfiguring. Creams and UV light treatments to replace the pigment cells have been mostly ineffective. So some people, like Michael Jackson, go the other way, bleaching the rest of their skin to match the white areas.
I've never heard of it before, and when I was about 20 years old, I noticed a spot right on underneath my chin here.
Jeff, who didn't want to use his last name, is not as severely affected, but he has it on his neck, hands, and elbows.
Absolutely, it bothered me. I thought it was going to get better, so when it spread and got worse.
But now Jeff is having one of a series of 8 to 10 laser treatments for his vitiligo. It's a quick and painless procedure that actually stimulates new pigment cells to develop in the white areas.
We found that in our patients with vitiligo, about 70 to 80% of the people actually get their color back.
It helped me a lot on my face. It's least effective on my hands, but on my face it's helped a lot.
Now, as we said, it may take 8 to 10 treatments to repigment the area. The cost can run to over $1,000, but the effect seems to last. However, you can develop new areas of vitiligo, and they would, of course, need more treatment.
And Dr. Max, you had your own experience with this skin condition.
Well, it's interesting. About 1 in 5 people who develop vitiligo have it running in their family. And my mother had vitiligo. She actually had it around her mouth and around her eyes and some on her hands, which are sort of common areas there. And about a year ago, I developed a little white patch. You can sort of see it there. And it's red now because I actually had it lasered yesterday, and this is what it looks like after the laser treatment. It gets like a little bit of a sunburn. Otherwise, though, the treatment was absolutely completely painless. But, there's about anywhere between 3 to 6 million people in this country who suffer from vitiligo, so at least it gives us a treatment option.
All right, Dr.